So, what a lot of people don't know about me is that I'm notoriously shy. So, working at the West Central Episcopalian Mission was terrifying for me on the first night. I even brought my boyfriend along because I thought, I was going to get stabbed or just mobbed or mugged. So I brought him along. I didn't know. Chris made it sound terrifying. And at orientation, she talked about don't give out any of your information because if you do, they may follow you home. And it was ridiculous. I was just a scared child, essentially. And then after the first night, I talked to some really interesting people, and we found out that not everyone there is as mentally unstable, or that even if they are, they're not really dangerous. They're sweet people. The first night I met a guy named Gavin, and he told me that his dream was to become an environmental scientist. And it was amazing. He was just so passionate about it. But it was hard. He's talking about how it was hard, the struggle, that he had to take buses every day to, this college type VOTEC, and that he was a scholarship guy, and, he was 40 years old and he hadn't just hadn't had the drive to. And he lost his family to that drive and essentially became homeless until he stumbled upon this program, 7 years later. But I just thought it was amazing that all these people, they still have all these drives and dreams. And it was a wonderful experience. One thing that was really hard for me during was the amount of elderly people who came in. Just because my grandpa right now is really sick and he's been in and out of the hospital, so I haven't been able to volunteer as much as I would like. But it's hard because, he has all of this health care and he's got a family to support him and be there, and he's got a place to stay when he recuperates. And it was difficult for me just being there because, it reminded me of my grandpa. And it reminded me, that a lot of these people, they don't, have the health care that they need, the psychiatric help that they may need. A lot of them just live couch to couch, place to place, on $1 a day maybe. There's children in there too, and those children may not have the same opportunities that I had, to create a better future for myself, possibly, so when I'm older, I will have that income to fall upon, or, I'll be able to get the help that I need all the time. But, despite all the hardship they go through, they seem to be so happy. A lot of them are very cheerful, and they love to come in, and they love to help bust the tables, and they're very, very kind. One of my favorites, Philip, he's just a gentleman, and he sat with me 2 times, and He, I, I think, had some, mental issues, but he was just the sweetest guy. Always called me Miss Morgan, um, and just always offered a hand to help. Now I I do think that I'll go back, when I can, especially, and try and help. It was actually a fantastic experience. I loved every minute of it. I became comfortable. I wasn't shy anymore. I felt free to talk to you know, these dangerous people to society. They're just people. They're just had hard times, and maybe because they have some mental problems, people didn't accept them, and maybe that's why they become homeless. But there's a real sense of community with them, and I was really honored to be there with them.